Yeah, only 1976 back on here, y'all. Yeah, I was talking about my son and his little incident. So the little boy was bullying my son, okay, and like I said, I went to his friends. I had to. Anything involving my child, I would go beyond. So I went to his friends and I asked, not one but a lot of them, and they was telling me some little boy was, bullying him on the bus. They said it just like that. So, um, the that particular day, after the next day, I was gonna go up there, but for some reason up to the school, I got distracted, and so I was gonna go up there after my son got off the bus and go back up this, and no, I'm lying. I was gonna go up there the next day with my son so that we can pull this kid up and all talk. Well, I open up my front door to see my son get off the bus. I see this big kid. I mean, I'm talking about, he must have been getting ready going to the sixth grade. He was just swinging his book bag. I mean, and my son was behind him as if he was hiding. So, the lady on the bus driver was telling me that what happened was the little boy was bullying my son, and the bigger boy was protecting my son. And so that one string I can't find. I see this one string is just there. Okay. So yeah, he was protecting my son from the bully. Okay. So from that point on, and at this point I didn't know bully was such a big thing in the schools and everywhere. So I went straight to the school. But before I even went to school, I went straight to his mother, because they live across the street from me. Now when I say ghetto, they seem very nice people. They wanted to fight me. I mean, literally. Right, but it's okay, because I was ready to give them the business. You hear me? You want to fight? You ain't say nothing but a word. Because when it comes to my child, I will, y'all, excuse my language, but I will whoop your ass. Do you hear me? Because I refuse to let my child go through what I went through. Okay? So, her mother and her were out there. I mean, all this and that. When you, to me, I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm from Baltimore, and when you do all this and roll your eyes and sling that hair and stuff, that means you can't fight. Because if you really about it, you know what I'm saying, you would just jump in and you just bam, get the business. So the minute I seen her doing this, and my mom was all like that, and they sucking teeth and cussing their mouth, so I just, I'm not a person, not a fighter anyway, but if I have to, I will. So I just kind of laid back. I was leaning on my truck, and I'm just looking at them like, that type of look, like, okay, and you doing all this, your kid whooping my son ass on a bus, and you doing all this. I mean, you don't see me. In my head, I'm thinking, you don't see nothing wrong with that? Okay. So finally, mind you, she had another baby, a little girl, and she put the baby in the car, and they pulled off wherever they was going. That's cool. So the next morning, they must thought it was over. Not. I went up to the school, marched into the principal. Yeah. Excuse me, y'all. Huh? What? Stay in the front. So yeah, y'all, that was my son wanna ride his little, excuse me, it's like a little power wheel dirt bike. But anyway, yeah, so I went up to the school, marched into that principal office, and they was like, oh, the principal busy, blah blah blah. I said, okay, this is what I want. I want to speak to him today, not tomorrow. not the next 2 days. I want to speak to him today because there's a situation going on in this school and is also occurring outside the school, and it needs to be addressed now. If I can't get it addressed, I will go to the school superintendent right now to get it addressed. I will do what I have to do to make sure it get addressed today. Oh wow, that secretary was like, hold on, hold on, hold on, okay. And she went back there and almost said a few words or whatever. And then they sent an assistant principal. I didn't want to speak to him either. I wanted the principal. I wanted to get down to business. I even told him. So eventually they called the principal and the assistant principal and the teacher. All of them, some kind of way they got them all out. And the child. And they called the mother on the phone. And we all talked. She changed. She's talking a whole different tone in front of them people. She was so professional, so refreshing, okay? But yet you wonder what my ass the day before. You was howling like a crazy fool out in the street. You know, but I mean, just getting to the point, y'all, that's what I had to go through to shut it down. And I'm telling you, I will go through any thing, just like my son said he getting bullied now. Okay, well, my son, let me fix that out for y'all. He ain't getting bullied. Some little boy called him old man or something. That was just a one-time thing. Okay, and my son, I don't think he bothered my son anymore. It was just a one-time, you know how kids are, whatever. But I still go up to school and address the matter. Just, you know, so they'd be aware of it. Just to make sure, because I don't take nothing my son say for granted. But, yeah, that's what I had to go through. And sometimes you have to go through that for your child. These are precious children, you know. And you don't want to see your child up on YouTube picture flashing through killed themselves because some other hard-headed ass kid out there, excuse my language, don't, you know, bothered your child to the point they felt like killing themselves. No. So that's what I had to go through, because for one, I want my child around. I don't want my child feeling so low he has to go there. You know, I want him to know his mother's gonna be there for him, you know, as long as I got breath in his body. And two, you know, I don't want that mother have to be the one that have to come to me and say, I'm so sorry my child did this to you, even though she was ignorant as hell, you know. But it can prevent a whole bunch of problems, you know, if you just nip it in the bud right away. But I mean, the school was like that he went to was like really a lot of it was, I lived in a low income area, and a lot of the kids were just like, not saying all low, because I come from a low income area, so not saying that all the kids are like that, but just particularly in school they were rough, okay? And every little nice thing I get my son, they just ride him, what I mean ride, they just got on him and start teasing him and this and that because they were jealous. But because their mama was sitting at home collecting check, and he had a mama that worked, you know, hard to get him whatever he wanted. So I decided to move out of that neighborhood and send my son to a better school. So things are so much better. He's a much better child. He's so happy, and so on. But getting back to the bully signs, where were we at? We stopped at seem afraid to go into school, walking from school, riding the school bus, taking part in organized activity with peers such as a club. Next one, takes a long, illogical route when walking to or from school. Has lost interest in schoolwork or suddenly begins to do poorly in school. Appears sad, moody, teary, or depressed when he or she comes home. Complain frequently of headache, stomach ache, or other physical ailments. All sort of, you know, going back towards that depression. That's why I read the depression one. Has trouble sleeping or frequent bad dreams. Experience loss of appetite. See, the bully and the depression all goes together. Appears anxious and suffer from low self-esteem. Remember I said, you know, you get low self-esteem because you start believing in that stuff. And, you know, like I said, I carried it all the way on to my adult years. Okay, so it says what to do if you suspect that your child is being bullied. And let me see what kind of time I got left. Okay, gotta hurry up. We'll read this real fast and then I'm gonna give y'all a few numbers. Talk with your child. Tell your child that you are concerned, that you like to help. Some direct question. I'm worried about you. Are there any kids at school who may be picking on you or bullying you? I do that every day with my son. Are there any kids at the school who tease you in a mean way? Every day I ask my child that. Are there any kids at the school who leave you out or exclude you on purpose? Okay. And some subtle question. Do you have any special friends at school this year? Who do you sit with at lunch? Are there any kids at school who you really don't like? Talk to the staff. How does my child get along with other students? With whom does he or she spend free time with? Have you noticed or have you ever suspected that my child is bullied by other students? So, just a few questions you can ask the teacher about the bullying, in case you think your child's being bullied. And anyway, even though my child ain't being bullied at this moment, and I hope never to be again, I still go and I ask my son them same questions. I still observe him. I still check his clothing and his body when he come in. I still ask his teacher stuff like that, because you never know. Kids are so secretive these days. They try to hide everything from you. So I don't take any chances. I also got some numbers for any youth that's watching, or any mom that is watching that need help. I put in my little nifty notepad. Ain't that cute, y'all? Anyway, it's not about me this time, so let me get back. The bully hotline, 1-866 speak up. By all means, speak up, because you don't deserve to get bullied. You're much better than that. And the person that bullying you, they should not be bullying you. So by all means, call that number if you need help. 1-866 speak up, or 1-866-773-2587. I'll say it again. 1-866-773-2587. That's if you're being bullied. And then suicide hotline. If you're thinking about killing yourself and you don't want to talk to anybody about it, they have a hotline number. You can talk to them. They don't even know you. Just talk to them. 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-8255. They talk to them, because they can help you think clear. Sometimes you can't think clear when you're emotionally and physically upset. So yeah, you need to talk to somebody to help you think things through clear before you do something, you know, that you'll regret, on your family regret. And then they have a crisis line for anything that's going on, because there's like multiple problems with kids nowadays: drugs and suicides and depression and pregnancy and stuff. So I got a number where anybody can call, which is 1-800-448-1833. 1-800-448-1833. Don't quote me, but I think adults, children, anybody can call this crisis line. So people, that concludes my bullying talk, and y'all have a blessed day, and I love y'all.